Hello everyone, and welcome to the Season 5 finale. Today I will be finally looking at Psycho, released in 1960. Psycho is about this girl named Marion. She decides to run away with a fuck ton of money, but comes to a stop at a motel. It's ran by this guy named Norman, and after she gets killed, people try to find her. So this detective has to talk with Norman. But enough talking, let's get to those kills. The movie begins with this girl named Marion chilling with her boyfriend Sam. They talk about their relationship and shit, and Marion thinks they should get married. Then Marion says she's late for work. She goes to work and talks with her co-worker. Her boss and this other guy walk in. The guy is drunk as fuck and tries to flirt with Marion, but she ain't really into it.
Are you unhappy?
Not inordinately.
Then he gives her $40,000 to put in the bank. Her boss says to put it in the safe deposit box in bank, so she leaves to go do that. But actually, she packs up her shit and plans to run away with the money. Then she starts driving the fuck away, but stops at a red light where her boss notices her. He don't think nothing of it, so she continues driving. She gets tired, so she ends up sleeping on the side of the road all night. This cop goes up to her window and starts asking questions. He says that she's acting really fucking weird.
Is anything wrong?
Of course not. Am I acting as if there's something wrong?
Frankly, yes.
But he just lets her go. Then she notices that he's following her, but she gets away and goes to this car dealer. Marion says she wants to trade her car for a new one, but she also has to pay him $700. So she goes to the bathroom to pull that shit out and gets in her new car before this cop can talk to her, then drives away again. While she drives, we hear her boss and shit talking about her. Then it starts to get dark and rainy outside, so she stops at this motel to sleep. This guy named Norman comes out and goes inside to check her in. He says that nobody really come over here anymore because they moved the highway. Then he shows her the room, and fucker is just weird to begin with. Then before he leaves, he asks her to have dinner with him. So he goes up to his crib, but she hears that his mum yells at him and tells him no. But he still ends up coming down with some food and says they should eat in the office. They sit down and Norman starts talking about random shit. Then the conversation gets switched to they talk about his mum. She says he should put her in a nursing home, but that just gets him pissed the fuck off.
It's not as if she were a maniac. She just goes a little mad sometimes.
Then Marion says she's done and is going to go to sleep, so he says he'll bring her breakfast in the morning. She goes in her room and Norman spies on her through this wall. Then he just goes back up to his bummy ass house. He just sits down and thinks. Meanwhile, Marion decides to take a little shower, and we see the most iconic scene in horror history. As Marion washes up, Norman's mum busts in that bitch and starts stabbing her up. She stabs her up pretty good, then walks away. Marion pulls the curtain down and falls over and dies. Norman sees his mum covered in blood, so he goes down to the motel to check it out. He stands there in complete shock. He fucking drags her body out, and he gets the mop and starts cleaning this shit up. Then he picks her up and puts her ass in her trunk. Then starts packing up all her shit and throwing it in there as well. After that, Norman drives the car to the back and starts fucking pushing this bitch into the lake. After that, it cuts to Marion's sister Lila walking into this shop so she could find Sam. She asks Sam where the fuck her sister's at, but Sam has no fucking clue. Then this detective walks in and says he could help. He says that Marion stole $40,000 and no one's seen her since.
Your girlfriend stole $40,000.
What are you talking about?
Then he says he's gonna search around, and bro goes literally everywhere looking for her until he finally decides to stop at the motel and he meets Norman. He starts asking if he's seen Marion around, but fucker straight up lies to his face. Then the detective realizes how much Norman is slipping up and asks to see his checkbook. He looks through and sees that Marion actually was here, and all of a sudden Norman says that he remembers now.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was raining and,
Then he starts lying his ass off about what Marion did that night. Then he offers to show the detective. the rooms if you don't believe him, but he's more interested in his house up there and his mum. He says that he can't go in there though, and Norman just gets real pissed off and says that he should leave, so the detective dips the fuck out. Of there, he goes to this phone booth and calls up Lila. He tells her what he found out and shows he's going to go back and try to talk to Norman's mum. The detective pulls back right as Norman goes to the lake. He notices that Norman's not in there, so he makes his way over to the house, and bro just walks the fuck in. He starts to go up the stairs, and the mum comes out and fucking stabs his ass, making him fall down the stairs. After that, Sam talks with Lila. She says that she wants to go out there because the detective is taking too long. They both decide to go over there and look for the detective, but they can't find him, so they just leave and decide to go to the sheriff's house, waking this motherfucker up in the middle of the night. They tell him what's going on, but the sheriff acts like a little bitch, and he says that he actually knows Norman personally and says that his mum been dead for over 10 years, bro.
Norman Bates's mother has been dead and buried in Green Lawn Cemetery for the past 10 years.
He says that his mum poisoned her boyfriend and then did it to herself, but they say that they're sure they saw an old woman in the window. After that, Norman goes inside the house and says that he has to put his mum in the basement because the police are going to find her, so he does that. The next day, the sheriff says that they didn't find shit and they walk their goofy asses away. But Lila thinks they should go check the motel out again, so they drive their asses over there. They go up to Norman and pretend they're just checking in. After that, they go to their room. Lila says they have to search room 1 because that's the one Marion stayed in. So Sam, they both go out there and sneak into the room. They search around but can't find shit. So Sam says he'll distract Norman while Lila goes in the house to talk to the mum. So Sam starts talking with Norman and Lila sneaks her way up to the house. She goes inside and goes upstairs. She goes into the mum's room but can't find shit. So she starts searching other rooms. Then Sam starts getting into a little argument with Norman and brings up the 40,000. Then Norman realizes that Lila is inside his house, so he fucking knocks out Sam and runs over there. Lila sees him coming, so she goes in the basement, bro, and she finally finds the mum, but she's a dead fucking corpse dog, and Norman runs at her dressed like his mum. Turns out Norman was the killer the whole damn time. Luckily Sam's there to stop him. In time, they go to court and shit, and this guy explains that Norman has split personality disorder. When he acts like his mum, he does evil shit, and actually he's the one who killed his mum and her boyfriend. Bro explains this for like 5 minutes straight. Meanwhile, Norman sits here talking to himself in his mum's voice, and the movie ends with Norman smiling at the camera. I counted 3 deaths in this movie, 1 guy and 2 girls. Thanks so much for watching the season 5 finale.